I hate AI, and I agree with the take, and I almost think it's worth writing the thing saying, I won't see this. Like, I think Warner Brothers have got the message that people hated this.
But I will say an AI dog podcast. What a baffling... How do you look at that movie and go, that's what the marketing is? Hello and welcome back to Talk of the Townsends. I'm Benedict Townsend.
I'm Hannah Townsend. For audio listeners, Benedict did a look to camera for that intro.
I did. I broke the fourth wall. Because this show is kind of like The Office in a way, isn't it?
Yes.
It's as popular, I would say, in terms of audience size.
Yes.
We're probably about as popular as like, if they made like The Office, like a really small country. If they made an Office Palau or an Office North Korea.
Well, they have made different versions of The Office. They've made
many versions.
British, US, Australian.
I think there's an Indian one.
Is
I
there?
think there's like a Brazilian one. They really have done. What's the famous Stephen Merchant thing? Eyes bulging with imagined riches.
That they see those pound signs.
We're referencing what was it called? The Ricky Gervais show, whatever, where they made animated versions of their radio show. And they were talking about an article about all the spin-offs of The Office and about how Stephen Merchant was getting greedy or whatever. Every time Stephen Merchant posts any new project, there's always comments that are like, eyes bulging with imagined riches.
Because that is what the interviewer described him in a written interview as, which is so funny.
Yeah, that was a physical description.
That was a physical description of eyes bulging. Also so funny because like his eyes are always kind of they always animate him to be a bit like that.
I'd love to do an interview where someone described me that way. How are you doing, Hannah Townsend?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing, Benedict Townsend?
I'm good. It's our anniversary tomorrow, our wedding anniversary.
Yes, when you're listening to this, it might have already been. So I hope you've wished us a happy 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. What, 4 years anniversary or 4 years since?
Our producer Ben asked us downstairs if you knew what year it was, and you said yes. When you say yes, 2026.
Yeah, and then I said, oh, sorry, 2022, thinking the year we got married.
Obviously, I could pick up on the social cues that obviously what Ben would mean is, what year is that? As in, is it gold? Is it rubies? Is it... Obviously, he wasn't... Obviously, Ben and you both know what year it is today.
I'm shrugging. I'm shrugging, my eyes bulging with imagined paper or whatever this year's one is.
It's linen.
Okay, linen.
How much linen should I expect to open tomorrow morning?
How much linen could a woodchuck bin in? We also have got quite an exciting week because we're going to D23.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Well,
are we done with wedding chat?
Well, the two most important things in my life are my marriage and, of course, the Walt Disney Corporation.
I thought we were going to reminisce for a second about 4 years ago, but now we're straight on to the future.
Were we doing the podcast around the time
I
we got
don't
married?
think so.
Wow.
So...
It's because you can only have a podcast legally if you're married. It's like kissing. You're not allowed to do it until you're wed.
All right, well, let's talk about D23. Are you excited?
People don't realise that all the like Rest is Politics guys are all married.
Behind the scenes. I'm
excited for D23. If you don't know, it's like a big annual kind of like convention where they reveal all the upcoming Disney stuff. And obviously Disney owns like everything these days. So like, you know, Star Wars, Simpsons movie 2 news potentially.
Yeah, the Simpsons cast are going to be there. We don't know who that is, but they're on the bill.
Do you think Bart will be there?
I don't know.
I'm like visibly shocked when like humans walk out on stage. I'm like, but where's the yellow people? I thought they were real.
I'm very excited. I feel like the pins are a big part of the convention. Like I've been watching TikToks of people who, you know, stand in line to try and get the like little pins.
My friend Tia, who went to D23 last year, she said that like at every stall, there's like a custom pin. And like every show there'll be like a pin you can get from it. There's like an Abbott Elementary pin.
I believe this year is the most expensive pin that there's ever pinned.
Wow,
I think it's
that there's ever pinned.
That there's ever pinned. Very good.
Thank you.
It's a Disney princess pin in that they're all on there, I believe.
Wow.
I think it's...
Wow.
I think it's retailing for $1,500. So it's quite spenny.
Yeah, but look at what you get. All of them are on it.
That's true. Instead of buying lots of separate pins with Disney princesses.
How much does an individual pin cost? 10 grand? And you're getting all of them on one pin. Look, I make fun, but I am such a prime candidate for this. I love collecting stuff.
You are. I'll be shielding your eyes from the pin section because the problem is Benedict will grow an addiction and you'll see behind us slowly pins will emerge
Definitely. And needles. I actually have to like withhold myself from getting stuff because I will get hooked on collecting it.
And I have to withhold you from getting stuff. And I also just have to bin stuff. I love to bin stuff. If you didn't know that about me, my favorite thing to do is just throw things in the bin.
Hannah is a sort of Marie Kondo type character. If Marie Kondo just threw things away, there's joy being sparked.
I go, does this bring me joy? No. What happened to Marie Kondo?
She unfortunately got thrown in a bin herself. She decided that she herself was cluttering her home and threw herself away.
She had a Netflix series?
She's probably still very rich and successful, but
like, how did she make it? Do you know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, like, who found Marie Kondo and was like, this needs to be a series, and it's just her picking things up, going, does this bring you joy?
I think they were like, they did an open audition for people to have a doc, and she was in the waiting room, and they left her for an hour. When they came back, the waiting room was immaculate. the water machine was gone, the plant was gone. They were like, who did this? And she said, I did.
Get that woman a doc.
Wasn't she cancelled because someone went to her house and it was a mess? She turns out she was a hoarder.
Allegedly.
No,
so she doesn't sue.
You know what? She probably, I'm sure that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. She probably did the exact thing you should do, which is that she peaked in the culture, and then before she could be overexposed, she was like, that's enough, and then we're back to her normal job of sparking joy.
Yeah.
Maybe she started a podcast. She probably has a podcast, right?
We'll look. Next time we do an update, we'll do a Marie Kondo. Each week.
No way we could find out this information right now.
It's going to be a recurring segment. Each week we'll give you a Marie Kondo update and let you know what she's doing.
Not a whole lot, Marie Kondo. I think you're right.
Oh, we've got a producer now who can look stuff up for us.
How many Instagram followers does she have? Do you know?
4.1 million.
4.1 million Instagram followers.
I would say that's an excessive number. Maybe she should trim some.
Do they bring me joy?
Do every one of those followers spark joy?
My friends were saying the other day, like, if you're going to unfollow someone, you should remove them as a follower following you. Like, that's the courteous thing to do. Although no one's going to do that, are they?
No, but that is the only fair thing to do. I love the idea of being able to remove followers.
Yeah.
You only really do it when you like fall out with someone, right? But
I've done it once because I was at a job and we were stalking one of the big bosses, right? And we were at like a pub, and then I put my phone down. I picked my phone up, and it was like the person had followed me back. So when we were obviously passing around my phone, this was like a very cool, stylish lady who we just were all a bit obsessed with. So we were all a bit just obsessed with her life. And she was doing this like fabulous house renovation that we were all like, she's just got such great style. So it was like, followed you back.
Oh, this is when you worked for Liz Truss.
So obviously I was like, oh my God. I was like, what have we done? So obviously then I was like, remove follower. But then I felt like I couldn't unfollow her, but then she re-followed me back about a week later. So anyway, yeah, I felt uncomfortable.
And then you had to really watch what you post.
Yeah.
You couldn't be posting about, crimes like you usually would.
Well, do you know what I mean? You don't usually have your big boss following you on social media. Do you know what I mean? And at the time, half my life was just doing film and TV stuff. So I was just trying to do an equal balance of pretending that like 100% dedicated to that job, but also kind of has a full-time job doing something completely different.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got through.
You had an incident recently, speaking of all the princesses being on the pin, you were something of a Sleeping Beauty recently.
Did you actually get that wrong?
No, it was a joke.
Okay.
You sound like our bloody audience. Did he mean to make that joke?
Here's what not to do if you've got a big shoot that day. I woke up and I wasn't feeling very well. And I thought, I had a shoot at 6:30 in the PM, and I thought, I'm not feeling very well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to sleep this off. And so in order to sleep that off, I thought, I'm going to take a sleeping tablet. And I swear, I like put this tablet on my tongue. It was like midway through my esophagus. It was here, and my phone buzzed. And the message said, hi, Hannah, just an update. I think the shoot's moving to earlier in the day. It's now looking like 1:30. Bear in mind it's 9 a.m. now. It's now looking like 1:30. Hope that's okay. Now, to preface, I had said I'm free all day when this was booked in. I said I can do any time. So
it was a little bit your fault.
It was a little bit my fault that I'd said I was completely available and flexible, but I didn't realize flexible meant a shoot moving like 5 hours before. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So the shoot was then in 4 hours time. And I had just taken a sleeping tablet. And then I was a little bit panicked thinking, do I try and sleep for an hour? I also need to get ready and look semi-acceptable. And what I did, I chose option B to...
Not even presentable, just acceptable.
The bar had been lowered since that I was also feeling bad. So what I did was I fought sleep. I thought, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm going to shower right now and get ready.
It's an interesting approach. You wouldn't have a little bit of sleep and then you think once you were out, you'd be out?
I think so. I think once you're down, you don't get back up.
Yeah, it's like in my boxing days. So did you make it?
I felt a bit nuts, honestly. I felt a little bit like, I remember I was standing at one point filming something and I felt a bit like floaty.
But it was a comedy shoot, so this might have helped.
Well, yeah.
Use it.
Use everything to the best of your abilities. But I did feel a bit nuts, yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, I made it through and I came back and I went to bed at like 5.
You were really early.
I was came back in, I was like, I need to go to bed immediately. And
God's most nut soldier.
Yeah, exactly.
But you made it.
I made it through.
You know, that's literally the exact plot of the first episode of Sterling Point, which we're going to talk about in a bit. When she's flying to Canada and she takes a sleeping pill on the plane and they're like, oh, the flight to Canada is 45 minutes. And she's like, but I just took an Ambien.
Art is everywhere around you. It wasn't one of the main plot points, I will say. But
I think the episode was called I Just Took an Ambien.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So eat your words and eat your sleeping pills.
Your shorts. Let's talk about End of Oak Street.
Yes, this is a new movie with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. It has a premise that could really go either way. The premise is it's the early 80s and an entire neighborhood somehow gets transported back to dinosaur times, and then this early 80s neighborhood is filled with dinosaurs. That's a premise that could go either way. We went into it having seen, I think, only like a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we also weren't sold on the teaser trailer. We were very much like, this could go either way.
Like I said, like that premise could be terrible, let's be honest. And I think a lot of people online, the first social reactions are coming out. We're not allowed to review it, but we can react to it.
Yeah.
Interesting. But the first reactions are coming out and everyone is going like, wow, I really didn't know if that premise would work. But it seems like people overwhelmingly quite like it.
Absolutely. I mean, the one bit of pushback that we are going to talk about is the marketing team did an AI. There's a dog in the film who, there's so many reasons this is crazy, but like no one has any love or affiliation. Is it affiliation? Affiliation?
You're mixing affiliation and affinity.
What one would you go for?
Affinity.
No one has any affinity.
But I do like that as a new Hannah word. What do you say? Affiniation.
Yeah.
I like that as a new Hannah word.
No one has any love for this dog, right?
Because no one's seen the movie yet.
So what they did was they created an AI campaign of this dog doing a podcast with other dogs? ? I don't know who the other dogs were. It was the marketing team put this out. It obviously got a terrible reaction. I will say the AI also looked terrible.
Yeah.
It was like bad in all. It really was bad.
Because people generally speaking reject AI created stuff as a rule, but there is sometimes on social media, if something is very well done with AI, most people will hate it, but some people will say things like, I don't normally like AI, but this one got me or whatever, right? Yeah. Which is, I don't agree with. But this one was not only AI, it was also poorly done. It basically acted as anti-marketing because most people hadn't even heard of the film and then immediately were like, well, now I'm not going to see it.
Their first introduction to the film was this AI dog hosting a podcast.
And they're like, the dog is in the film, but like it's a movie about dinosaurs. And it's a real shame because immediately we're seeing people going like, well, I'm not going to see the film now. And it's a shame because it's a really good film. It's an original film. I don't believe there's any AI in the film.
No.
It's like made by humans with love and craft. I will say that, the people saying like, I'm not going to see the film now because of this marketing, like you're within your rights to do what you want. But I'm like, it's unrelated. Do you know what I mean? And it feels a little sad to, especially an original movie, to basically send the message to Hollywood of like, we're rejecting this original movie. They're not going to realize it's because of some marketing campaign.
Here's my thoughts. I hate AI and I agree with the take. And I almost think it's worth writing the thing saying, I won't see this. Like, I think Warner Brothers have got the message that people hated this and that I believe it's been taken down. Like, I think the message is very loud and clear that has landed. But I agree for an original story.
Yes.
And that is so well made and such a good film. It's really sad.
You're right, actually. It's almost worth commenting that you're not going to see it and then just seeing it anyway, just to spook. It's not just Warner Brothers, all companies, just to let them know a little bit, vote with your wallet. But there is a bit of a thing that I find sometimes on the internet, which is that people, I think because there's so much information all the time,
Yeah.
people like to distill everything down into like a single opinion.
Yeah.
And that opinion is usually good or bad. I feel like people look at every situation or film or anything and go, is it good or bad? What have we all decided as a group? And the second this AI thing came out, everyone went, okay, that makes it simple. We'll just designate this film as bad and won't see it. And, you know, the world is rarely that simple. And also like, it's a good movie. The way I compare it is like, if they made a really awful poster for a movie, you know, you might go, damn, that poster sucks. But like, does that say anything about the movie? It might make you think less of the movie, which I get. But like, the quality of the movie stands on its own. I don't know. But the point is, I want this movie to do well because it's original and good.
Yeah. But I also...
But I hate that video.
I hate the video and I understand the pushback, and I do think like they need to be reprimanded for doing that. Like, I do think there needs to be consequence for it. And I think that consequence has been very clear because people have been so outspoken, and as they should be. And I think that message has landed. Now, the other thing I'll say is I do think this is a separate team. I will say I saw the UK team paid an artist to paint a mural in London with their own two hands, which was really beautiful and lovely. And so it's a real shame that this one decision, and I understand if you can't see past it, but it is a real shame because it's so separate from the movie.
Yes, this is another thing. I think sometimes people will think about films as being this one block. Films themselves take so many people and so many teams to make, but marketing is so disparate. Like every country will have like individual marketing teams, maybe multiple marketing teams. They'll usually get like external agencies in. Might not even be Warner Brothers who made it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's all kind of, you know, it's a long way to trace the actual creating of the film to the marketing sometimes.
Yeah.
But I will say an AI dog podcast. What a baffling... How do you look at that movie and go, that's what the marketing is? It's so random.
I think it maybe boils down to, and I am speculating, availability of the cast. Anne Hathaway is booked and busy. She's also pregnant. I think, you know, we're not having a big UK premiere for this film, which I think we would have possibly seen.
Yep.
As far as I know, there's no big UK premiere.
Or we've just not been invited.
But I don't think they're flying the stars out
No.
because I don't know how pregnant Anne Hathaway is, but there's also like that time that you can't...
I think she is quite pregnant now, I believe. I feel like the Odyssey Junkets was the last bit of like press
in-person
she did.
press she maybe did. And
that's
so
my assumption.
I guess they thought, if we can't get them, let's use an AI dog. And that...
There's so many things in between that you could have done. The nice thing is, though, I do think this film will do very strong word of mouth. I think there's almost a thing for me and for other people of like, we've just been so blessed this year with movies.
been amazing.
That you almost can't believe, like, what do you mean this other movie is also good?
Yeah.
This other movie that is slightly random.
Yeah.
And there isn't a franchise. It's come out of nowhere. And it's like, oh, what? This is also one of the best blockbusters of the year?
I know, because I think people are looking forward to the year thinking June, thinking Hunger Games, maybe Verity if you've read the book. But like, I don't know that people were like, the end of Oak Street's going to be a real mark on my calendar. But it's an amazing film.
I think I liked it more than Spider-Man even.
I did. I liked it more than Spider-Man. Because I said in our review, it's the most fun I've had with a film this year. And everyone was like, what about Spider-Man? I was like, I had more fun in the end of Oak Street.
I did like Spider-Man. I feel like we keep coming out like we're really negative on Spider-Man. I did enjoy Spider-Man, but Oak Street, again, I'm not allowed to give a review yet, like a star rating or anything, but my reaction is that I really enjoyed it.
In our reaction, I said, I felt like I was floating when I left the cinema. And someone commented and they were like, it annoys me so much when people say I felt like I was floating. But that made me...
That's such a specific bugbear.
Also, is that a common turn
Does
of
that
phrase?
happen a lot?
But I honestly thought about it and I was like, maybe this person hasn't ever felt like coming out of a cinema and feeling like, you know, that feeling of when you're like, oh my God, great things exist. And like how fun to live in a time where I get to see, like, I remember I felt the same when I saw Parasite. I remember I was like, oh my God, like sometimes you think I've seen it all. And I'm like, I've watched so many things, you know, I've watched quite a lot of dinosaur films. I've watched quite a lot of thrillers. And then you see something and your like world expands and you think there are original stories and there are, you know, more stuff for us to see and talk about. And like, that makes me so excited. It almost does make me feel like when I leave a cinema that I'm like elevating.
I know exactly what you mean. I had a similar thing. With Toy Story 5, or we rewatched, you know, Toy Story 1 and 2. And it's that thing of when you watch something that's really well crafted, it really makes you believe in like human creativity.
Yes.
And there's something very nourishing about that for the soul. There's also something about that makes me feel creative.
Yeah.
When I'm like, oh, yes, good. Like,
Yeah.
I'm glad that people can make this kind of stuff. And
So that comment made me more feel sad for them because I was like, oh, they don't know what that feeling is like.
they've never had the feeling of coming out of the cage and doing just fine.
Exactly. Let's talk about Sterling Point.
Let's talk about Sterling Point. So Hannah yesterday, she turns to me and she's like, can I put on this like Amazon Prime
YA.
just Prime. Can I put on this Prime YA show? And I'm like, it's not my favorite genre of show.
Just for context, I'm always trying to say, Benedict, please can we watch Off Campus? Benedict, please can we watch
Summer I Turned Pretty.
My Fault?
And I've tried with them and like they're fine, but it's just like not my favorite kind of show. Anyway, you put on Sterling Point and I was a bit like, okay. And then like after like 5 minutes, I was like leaning forward a bit and I was like, good writing, well shot, good acting. I was like, what is this?
Benedict was like obsessed with it. He was like, I love this. You kept turning to me going, this is actually really good. And you
It
were like,
is.
should we watch another one? And then like when we paused, we watched 2 episodes and then we paused and you were like, let's just check how many episodes we've got. As in like, when you kind of fall in love with a show and you're like, oh God, I hope there's enough for us to feast on.
It's just, yes, well, I hold my hands up, guilty. It's just like, it's nice when a show is like well written and like witty and there's young people in it who talk like real young people, but also like, I don't know, there's good humor. I feel like a lot of these shows, it's a little bit like, woo, besties, let's do shots. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's just like cliche after cliche after cliche. And this one is funny. And I can't remember the names of any of the actors, but they're all very good.
I think they've nailed, and I do think I rarely see this, but like people talking in a conversation slightly over each other, slightly at the same time, get that excited, like getting to know each other talk, where you're both like, they've really nailed that the 2 girls when they meet and they're on the boat, and they're like having that conversation. She's talking about seeing Kai Gerber on a yacht or something. It feels like really natural. It feels like, how did they ever get to a point where this worked so well?
They have such chemistry. What it is, I think, is long takes, so they're not cutting constantly. It feels like they set up 2 cameras and let them talk.
Yes.
And it is because they're like talking over each other in a very natural conversation where when they laugh, it feels like a real laugh that wasn't like scripted. I believe it's created, I think, by this woman called Megan Park, who also wrote, I think, at least the first 2 episodes, and she also directed it. And I gotta say, hats off to her direction, because the show looks really cool, but also, that dialogue and stuff is so natural and interesting. You think of a lot of like YA shows, it's like cutting after every line,
Yes.
and it's like, are they even in the same room?
Yeah, and it's a bit like, what do you mean? I mean, a little bit robotic.
Yeah.
Like, and I agree, those shot, reverse shot, almost kind of takes you out of it.
Yeah, especially because these days it is very realistic that people may never have been in the same room
Yes.
with the way filming works. But it's like, it's a shot where both of them are on screen and you can see them reacting to each other and doing facial expressions. That's amazing.
I'm interested to
Maybe
see.
the bar is really low. I don't know.
I'm interested to see where it goes. I will say we don't think that the male, who we think is the male love and interest, is getting any kind of interesting lines.
No.
We're not really falling in love with him right now.
He's a bit of a goody two-shoes. He's not really like very charismatic or anything, but maybe he'll become more interesting.
Maybe
he's not the love interest, but he feels like he is.
It feels like he is, but maybe there'll be a draw towards him.
Also, there's sort of like a mystery element to it. And like I've seen reviews of the whole series that say like the mystery stuff is good and it unfolds well. Anyway, Sterling Point, I have to recommend it. Also, I love it's set in Canada. And I said to Hannah, I was like, the amount of shows that film in Canada pretending to be the US.
Yeah.
Like whenever they need to film in New York, quote unquote, it's always just like Toronto. They obviously just went, why don't we just cut to the chase and film in Canada? It's a beautiful country. And it is. I want to go to Canada now.
I do love though how in every little shot there is a little Canadian flag or something. They've really been like, we'll pinpoint exactly where we are.
This is when we find out it was filmed in Slovakia and they just filled it with Canadian flags.
I'd like to go to Canada.
I would. I'd like to go to Sterling Point.
I would. Do you think is it a real place?
Probably, maybe.
Will they put
The
it on?
region is real.
I'd love to go to that. I love the idea of like not being able to get anywhere but by boat.
Yeah.
So fun.
Are you a boat person?
Not really, but I like the concept of it.
I don't think of myself as a sea person, but I do like to swim in the sea.
My mum loves a boat.
What do you mean? She just likes to be.
You know,
upon
whenever you're in a place and there's a little boat tour of an island or a bus tour, my mum always wants to go on one of those.
Do you remember when we misunderstood? We thought we were going on a boat tour, but actually it was just a ferry to a different place.
Oh,
and then it was a
yeah.
coach tour.
It was a very, very long
It was
coach
a very
tour.
long coach tour. We were on a boat, technically.
I'm sure we told the story of I was hearing the story being translated in German next to me, so I would hear the beginning of the story.
The person on the boat, it was Ithaca. It was the home of Odysseus. She was telling the story of Odysseus, and then the German guy next to you was loudly translating it into German for his parents. And so you were just getting it in German.
Odysseus came in, and then I would just hear it start in German, and I would just think, well,
Odysseus ist gut. I want to say this next story is a real roller coaster of emotions. So sad and happy. So in case you guys haven't heard, Dobby died. Dobby was killed, and he's in a grave in Pembrokeshire, right? Dobby, the fake elf from the movie, the place where his grave was in the movie. I'll just read this. This is the news article. Harry Potter fans succeeded in diverting a multi-million-pound power link between the UK and Ireland after they complained it would disturb a memorial to Dobby the house elf. This is a $430 million power cable, and they redirected it away from Dobby's grave.
was it going to go straight through the grave?
I guess.
Could it?
Bear in mind, Dobby's not there.
Dobby's also tiny. Surely it's a small grave. You just go round.
There's an amazing quote here. Project manager Simon Ludlam, he said that it was going to go, quote, straight through the grave originally, before they got hundreds of calls. This is the most amazing bit. Quote, actually, we went quite close to some real Bronze Age remains, but we avoided Dobby's grave. So they're now redirecting it through human graves to avoid a fake elf's grave.
It's a bit nuts, isn't it?
It's a bit nuts.
Yeah.
Considering also that's a film that came out in what, 2010? 16 yeyears ago. And again, there's nothing in the grave.
What will this power line do?
I think it links Ireland and the UK. It's some sort of power
Trains?
grid. No, it's a cable, power cable.
Why would we need to be linked? What for?
Why are you so suspicious?
I don't understand.
Did the Irish not in time? It's a cable under the ground. That's why it would disturb the grave.
Right.
It's on a beach. It's an undersea cable.
Link us with internet?
Power cable.
Right, okay.
Electricity.
But they've got power there and we've got power here.
What am I, the power man? I don't know, but apparently we need some way to link power.
Okay.
It's something to do with the grid.
Okay.
Did you think it was a train?
I actually thought it was a train.
A train between the UK and Ireland?
I missed the word power. I just heard cable and I thought, well, obviously I would think it was going to be a massive thing going through the grave. I didn't think it was going to be a small, lead.
Some of these cables are huge.
Well, Dobby's not there.
He's not there.
He's not there and he never was.
Because he's magic. And we all know what happens when magic things die. They disappear. I mean, Harry Potter adults maybe need to chill.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, is that a memorial people visit a lot? Does it bring a lot of tourism in? Maybe they'll lose money.
Well, it's a $400 million cable, so as long as it's bringing in more than God knows how much it costs to redirect that cable.
I would have thought just go round.
I think the danger is that by putting that much power near Bronze Age remains, you might end up accidentally resurrecting some of those people zombie style or mummy style.
I feel like that is a plot in The Mummy or whatever.
There's that line in the Odyssey where Matt Damon goes, "Our age of bronze is over." And everyone's like, how does he know it's the Bronze Age?
I think that was one of the lines people called out as not being the best.
My favourite weird line in the Odyssey is when she goes, "Stop eating the lotus flowers." And he goes, "But I love them."
They taste so good.
They taste so good. I wonder how many of those he ate over the course of filming.
Do you think I couldn't? I hate an edible flower. I wouldn't be eating it.
That's such a thing they love doing in a fancy or even a semi-fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Putting some edible flowers.
Yeah. And they taste like the earth.
It tastes like nothing.
The earth.
So anyway, tomorrow, anniversary, day after, D23, big week. And we might hopefully have some news or revelations for you from D23 or from our anniversary.
We'll come back with tales of how much linen we
have.
God.
Drowning in linen. And maybe do some interviews hopefully at D23 or meet some people or meet Bart.
Meet Bart. Yeah, we should be doing some interviews. I think 1 year ago, Miley Cyrus was there. So I feel like there could be some big names.
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. It must have been for the Hannah Montana thing.
That makes sense.
That makes
she wasn't
sense.
just wandering around.
She wasn't
lost.
People go there to promote things or to talk about that. Obviously, Gatto is coming in 2027, which is a Pixar movie about cats.
Meow.
Anytime we're with the Disney team, I keep pitching, obviously, us, Suki, doing the junkets. We'll bring her into London.
Hannah keeps talking about bringing a cat to a junket, which I just feel like
She's so docile, though. She'd just happily sit on our laps. And we would do the interview with the cast. I'd love to know, like Gatto, I think I don't know where I'm getting this from, but I feel like it's going to be a massive project for Pixar. I think, I don't know, I imagine that big names are going to be in Gatto.
Probably, yeah.
I really have no insider information about that. I just would have thought like it's the big thing for next year for Pixar.
It's their big original film.
And even like if you think Hoppers, they had huge names in Hoppers.
Well, I mean, Meryl Streep was in Hoppers.
Exactly. So they're going to get some big names.
Definitely. But, we don't know very much right now. I think the thing I'm most excited to find out is like, what does Gatto even mean? And that's a mystery I can't wait to be solved. So we'll try and find that out for you. In the meantime, our little Gatto is over here trying to walk all over the computer as normal. She's so curious. I'm Benedict Townsend.
And I'm Hannah Townsend.
And thank you so much to everyone who's had such a warm reaction to the pod coming back, by the way. We had some really sweet comments on Spotify and other places.
Yes.
Going, yay, the pod. So, I really appreciate your feedback, as long as, of course, it's positive. Negative feedback, no thank you.
We'll see you next time.
And we'll do our famous outro, and we'll say it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Goodbye.
Bye.